This actually helps to push your body into utilizing fat. There's this really common misconception around losing belly fat or tapping into fat burning mechanisms that you need to be depriving yourself all day in order to achieve any results. And that's just really not sustainable, and it's just not true, especially if you're looking for long-term results that'll actually last and where you're actually losing fat and not just muscle. Now, usually I break down the science-backed information, the tips and the strategies that you can use, but today I also wanted to actually show you guys how you can implement these and how I implement it in order to maintain fat burning mode, in order to help you achieve your wellness goals as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name's Autumn and I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. I'm usually talking about the science-backed and holistic methods that you can use in order to achieve your wellness dreams. But today I also wanted to actually show it to you because I'm a very visual person and I like to actually see what's also being explained. So I figured I would also walk you guys through a lot of these tips and strategies on how you can achieve those goals, especially in terms of belly fat. Now, two main things I wanted to show you and walk you through today and show you what I do with it are the types of foods that support fat loss, as well as the type of activity that I do on a consistent basis in order to help achieve that fat loss goal or the fat burning goal as well. Now, I'm actually currently finishing up my fasting period. Intermittent fasting is something that I use on a pretty consistent basis. I don't remember the last time that I haven't used it on a given day. So I'm finishing up my water that has a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it right now. It is diluted. And this is actually one really great tip and strategy on using apple cider vinegar before you go to eat your first meal. Because a big thing that's really important for helping your body actually utilize fat, which is something that you want for long-term results of achieving a belly fat loss goal, is to stabilize your blood glucose levels. And usually people hear blood glucose and they think like diabetes, but especially for weight loss, these can actually go really hand in hand. So what apple cider vinegar has been studied to do is it helps to actually stabilize the blood glucose level and can even therefore have an effect on lowering insulin levels from your meal. Insulin is our storing hormone and it literally shuts off fat burning. So it literally shuts off the process called lipolysis. And when that's present, your body cannot use its own fuel source, aka fat, as a fuel source. And if your goal is to reduce overall body fat or belly fat, we really want to be focusing on upregulating the fat burning process. So cheers to that. I'm going to finish this. Okay, so what I'm going to be having for my meal is really fast, really easy, especially if you find that you are on the run a lot, or if you just don't generally have time to make a full meal. This is something that you can make in a pinch. It's so simple and it provides everything in order to help stabilize your blood glucose levels. Okay, so I'm going to be making a Greek yogurt type of parfait. What do I want to add in it today? Almond butter, I have my Greek yogurt. I use a full fat organic Greek yogurt. And I know that can seem a little counterintuitive to include fat when you are trying to burn fat, but this actually helps to push your body into utilizing fat. So we really have two main fuel sources that we actually use as an energy source. It's either carbohydrates or it's fat. Protein we don't really use as a fuel source unless you're in that state of starvation mode. So in order to make sure that we're actually utilizing the fuel source that we want to, we need to be eating enough of it to allow our body to use that fuel source. So if we're eating a lot more, for example, carbohydrates or sugars or starches, then our body's going to preferentially use those carbohydrates or sugars and starches and not actually use our own fuel source, our own fat source. If we actually have fat in our diet and not as much of those sugars and starches, that makes it so our body will be more likely to use the fat and allow our body to basically get retrained into using fat as fuel. And Greek yogurt, oh my gosh, one of my favorite additions that I've had lately for overall goals, belly fat goals, fantastic because it has those components to stabilize blood glucose levels, but it also is just going to, I'm like swinging this around like, this is dangerous. I'm gonna fling it into the camera by accident. Greek yogurt is also going to have a lot of protein. So what makes Greek yogurt different from just like regular yogurt is that it's strained to remove some of the whey, but also a lot of the lactose. And lactose is the milk sugar. So it's going to be a lot lower in the milk sugar than just regular yogurt, but it's also going to have a lot more protein. And it'll vary depending on how strained it is with the brand. But this one has, okay, so 3/4 cup for this one has 13 grams. I usually have around a cup. So let's do some quick math there. I bet there's so many people right now who are just shouting the answer. Okay, if I did the math right, it should be about 17 or 18 grams of protein for a cup. If I got that math wrong, let me know in the comments below. But the brand will also really depend, on how much protein you're getting from it. And that satiety level also very important for belly fat loss, because if you're feeling constantly hungry, then you're going to be eating every few hours, right? And that means that you're always going to be secreting insulin throughout the day. And remember, insulin is a thing that shuts off our body's ability to use fat as fuel. So if we eat more of the foods that contain high quality fat, high quality protein, like Greek yogurt, then that's going to make it so that we don't have those consistent spikes of insulin and our body can naturally dip back down into fat burning. Okay, so let's add a little bit more to this. Now, really the fat amount that you add onto here is going to be dependent on the individual, really. So some people will require, I get a lot of flack for talking fast, but it's because I get really excited about what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to food, especially when it comes to food making you feel good. So I'll sometimes stumble over my words. Anyway, what was I talking about? Fat. When you use fat, it's going to be highly dependent on your hunger level. So this is where you can experiment with figuring out how much fat your body actually needs in order to feel satisfied. So you always want to start off with that base of protein. And that's where for this meal, I'm having the Greek yogurt. Next is going to be that fat component. And especially for something like Greek yogurt, I like to use the fat component as like the toppings or as the granola. I'm gonna use a combination of a few things today. Okay, this actually is a very unusual combination for me, but it just sounds good right now. So I'm going to be using a little bit of almonds. I'm actually personally not the biggest fan of almonds, just like in things. I love almond butter. In fact, why didn't I do that? I pulled out almond butter. Okay, I'm gonna do like 50-50 almond butter and almonds. Okay, so I'm also gonna add a little smidge of some almond butter on here, kind of just like drizzled across. And both of these are, again, for getting the fat component to make me feel satiated, help prevent snacking in between meals. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in some walnuts as well and a couple cashews. I also like to top it with coconut flakes. Sometimes I'll even go through the extra effort of toasting them on the stovetop. So you just throw the coconut flakes onto the pan and you can just toast it to make it a little bit more crispy, kind of like granola. Now I have this adjusted to what I know is a pretty comfortable fat amount to make sure that I'm satiated. But a good way to figure out if you've gotten enough or if you haven't gotten enough is if you are hungry within that 1 to 2 hours. It's a big sign that you didn't get enough of either protein or fat. Getting satiated is super important for allowing your body to tap into fat burning mechanisms. Okay, the last component I'm gonna add on here are some frozen blueberries. So this is kind of my little trick to make it so that just plain Greek yogurt is a little bit more flavorful. So when it's frozen, and I'll add like a 1/4 cup or so on here. When it's frozen, it allows the blueberries, if you just let them thaw out for a second and you kind of mix it in with the yogurt, it allows it to just like sort of release its flavor into the yogurt as well. So this is a good way, especially if you're used to having things like honey in your yogurt, which is, not ideal, especially for fat burning purposes. It helps to make it so that the yogurt itself gets a little bit more flavor. It's not as tangy if you aren't as much of a fan of the tang. So see how the yogurt is starting to almost kind of turn a purpley color? That's just from the blueberries releasing its juices a little bit so that it makes the yogurt itself have a little bit of sweetness as well. And this one is really great, fantastically balanced to get enough of the protein and fat, a little bit of fiber too, so that you can get those blood glucose stabilizing benefits, which are super important for achieving a weight loss goal, but specifically a fat loss goal. Not to mention the fact that if you're eating just less in general for your body's needs, ultimately it's just going to keep reducing your BMR or your metabolism and making it so it's harder and harder to achieve your weight loss goals. So why not just take advantage of the natural hormonal response of fat burning so we can feel good, feel satisfied, and still achieve a fat loss goal. So I'm gonna go eat this outside in the sun right now. And then we're going to go on a little bit of a walk and explain what it is for exercise that's really important. Hey, Harry. Okay, so the other really big important thing that matters when it comes to belly fat loss or just consistent fat loss is also the hormonal aspect of fat loss or how we tap into fat burning. So we talked about insulin, but also cortisol is a really big one. So cortisol is our stress hormone. And in fact, there's been a lot of research tying together higher amounts of cortisol leading to specifically weight gain around the belly. So if you already have issues with weight gain specifically around the belly, then this is a big area that you'll want to address. So you guys probably likely have already seen my walking versus running video, but this is one example of how it is that you can just help to decrease the natural cortisol response, and that's just by getting outside and walking. There's also been some research on this where if you're spending time specifically walking outside versus just like on a treadmill or in a gym, and this is where you can also get in some additional cortisol balancing perks. So usually it's around 15 minutes that you want to be, at least spending time outside in order to see these benefits. So this could be like multiple mini 15-minute walks throughout the day, or you could get like one long walk in during the morning. And there's even been another study where they found that it kind of also doesn't really matter which route you choose if you decide to do the long walk versus the multiple small walks. There are some different perks to each, especially the time saving portion, I guess you could say, of the 45-minute longer walk in the morning. You can just get it all done at once. But there's some additional perks that have been seen where you break it up into, like, let's say 3 different 15-minute walks, namely that it can help to just get your cortisol getting back down throughout the day versus just all at once. But ultimately, it's whatever is going to work best for you and your schedule, and this could even change day to day. The main goal here is just to get moving, especially if you can get moving outside. If you have to be inside, that's fine. I mean, it's much better than just being sedentary and not getting any movement in. But ideally, if you're looking for those compounding effects of helping to reduce the cortisol level in order to allow your body to tap into fat burning mechanisms, then walking outside would be the best option. And this is something I already do on a pretty consistent basis. So I'll usually go on like a long 20 to 30, maybe 45-minute walk in the morning before I get in some type of strength training to help warm up my muscles, help to put my mind in the right place right from the start. And then after that, I'll take a couple of breaks throughout the day where I might go on like a 15-minute walk. Get those multiple 15-minute walks. Like, let's say if it's a big client day, I'm meeting with a lot of clients, I don't have time to get in that long 45-minute walk, I'll take a couple 15-minute walks. But for example, today I'm actually working with one of the A&T members down at my office, so I'm going to be treating more of a 2 longer walks today, so I can actually get the walk in there, walk in back, versus getting in multiple shorter walks. And in terms of number of steps, it also really just depends on where you're at first. So if you're only getting like 2,000 or 3,000 steps in per day, then I would recommend just trying to increase that by a couple thousand. So getting to maybe 5,000 or 6,000 or maybe 7,000 each day. I found personally my sweet spot of where I feel really good anywhere between 12 to 16,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but for me, spending a lot of time outside walking, I mean, I live in Southern California, so it's fairly easy to do all year long. But spending that extra time getting those cortisol balancing benefits and taking a break from work and getting the walk outside not only helps with achieving my overall wellness goals, but it also just helps with a lot of my mental state too. And if reducing belly fat is your main goal, then I really recommend you check out my 20 ways to tap into fat burning mechanisms without counting calories right here. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love the science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm gonna go head out for my walk and I'll see you guys in my next video. Ugh.